Recently, Charles Wright from RMSO shared something fascinating. A newly discovered footprint found in his collection of photos from the Chipola River area. While going through pictures he'd taken back in late May, he noticed what looked like a Bigfoot-like figure in the background of one shot. RMSO responded saying, "Since you've found Bigfoot tracks in that same area before, it's possible the culprit was watching you, maybe even from the cover of that photo. It's an interesting area for sure." The BFRO has several documented sighting reports near the Chippewa River, the most recent happening less than a mile from the water. So let's take a look at some of the evidence Charles has found this year around the Chippewa River, while we go over nearby sighting reports. BFRO Report 3108, Witness BH. During the summer of 2011, a man identified as BH was clearing out an old trail around 5 p.m. on a clear evening when he suddenly felt uneasy, like he was being watched. The hairs on the back of his neck stood up. When he turned around, he saw an 8 to 9 foot tall creature covered entirely in black hair. It stood upright, broad-shouldered, and massive. He slowly backed away, keeping his eyes on it, as the creature turned its head and calmly walked off into the woods. Moments later, BH heard loud yells and deep grunts echoing through the trees. He's never gone back to that spot since. BFRO investigator Kathy Betts later followed up on his report. According to her notes, BH was cutting wood on the trail near his property when the encounter happened. He recalled hearing the sound of his axe echoing through the trees, and suspects that might have attracted the creature, possibly mistaking it for wood knocks. BH described the creature as being more than 8 feet tall, powerfully built, with roughly 4-foot wide shoulders and uniform black hair. Just before seeing it, he remembered catching a foul odor, something like a rotting carcass. He'd thought nothing of it at the time. He said, "I was scared, but I don't think it was going to hurt me. I just didn't want to stay there long enough to find out." The area he was working in is extremely remote, dense forest close to the Chippewa River and surrounded by vast wilderness preserves. It's a perfect place for something to stay hidden. BFRO Report 724, 3 fishermen's encounter. A few miles west of the Chippewa River, 3 men were out fishing near Greenwood when they experienced something they'll never forget. It happened roughly 10 to 12 years ago. The witnesses, one man, his nephew, and an elderly relative named Terry, were fishing from a small paddle-powered boat in a swampy wooded area when they heard something large moving through the trees. It was too heavy and loud to be a deer. They turned to look and saw a huge figure walking upright through the woods. It was covered in gray hair, standing an estimated 7 to 8 feet tall. The lower half of its body was hidden by bushes, but they could clearly see its torso, shoulders, and head, and the creature's eyes were unnaturally large, almost glowing in the dim light. It was only about 70 to 80 feet away. That was all they needed to see before paddling out of there. These encounters, along with Charles Wright's discoveries along the Chipola River, add to a growing body of evidence that something, or someone, might be roaming the deep forests and riversides of this region. It's always exciting when we can line up first-hand witness reports with actual physical evidence found in the same area.